Hey guys, it's Leesh, and welcome to another episode of Car Confessions. Listen, gosh, this bus, oh my gosh, these buses are like relentless. I don't know if any of you all, maybe you live here in the city. If you don't, let me tell you, the city buses here, and I get it, like they have to be a bit more aggressive in a city like this because the way people drive here is bananas. But yeah, sometimes I get so close to the car, I'm like, okay. Please and thank you. Please don't hit me. But yeah, whatever. How are you guys? What's happening? What's going on? How are you doing? How is the first day of May? It's May 1st. How is it treating you? Excited for May. One, because my birthday's in May. My birthday's May the 10th. So I'm really excited about my birthday. That's one thing I always loved. I always loved when May would roll around because I knew that my birthday was coming up. So it's always been like this thing for me ever since I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure most people are like this. Some people actually don't really like celebrating their birthdays, which was strange to me, you know? But like anything, everyone either likes or doesn't or whatever, impartial, like everyone has their own deal. So yeah, so I'm excited about what May will bring us. Hopefully more good weather and more sun because right now, the sun's kind of shining right now, but it's been kind of cloudy for the most part. Complete disclosure though, I'm not really sure what the weather has been like because I don't have a window in my office, so I don't know what the hell's been going on outside. I'm assuming it's been a little cloudy and some sun, just kind of like a back and forth situation. Oh my goodness. Looking down the street here, I work blocks, and I mean blocks. I work blocks from Columbia University. And for those of you who may not know, I don't know how you don't, but they have an encampment and are actually protesting for the university to divest from the state of Israel. So it's constantly, in my face. I see all the things happening all the time. So I'm always just looking around just to make sure things are good and hoping that, the students that are still and faculty members and people that are coming out to protest are staying as safe as possible and being, as cautious as possible at this time. I'm just sending light and love to them because it's a long road. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, it's crazy. I was actually, as I was getting in the car today, I was thinking about all these things and like how I mean, if you've been listening to the podcast, I have been just so involved and just so uh, focused on Palestine and all the things that relate to that. The protesting here, protesting around the country, around the world, educating people about what's going on, still learning myself about what's going on. But as I was like really thinking things through, I was like, yo, what's crazy? Like, I have not really been that invested in ways I have been in the past with things like celebrity culture, pop culture, things of that nature. Now, before I loved, you know, listening to music and learning about different artists. I mean, not really being in the gossip of it all, because I'm not really a gossip person. I could care less about gossip. Because a lot of times gossip, I'm like, you're telling me this information. This is what I always think about gossip. I'm always like, okay, you're telling me this because why? Right? And then on top of that, what am I going to do with this information? You know what I'm saying? Like, it listen, and then to say that I've never been a part of gossip, that would just be the biggest lie ever. But as I've gotten older, I realize it's just like, what are we doing? Like, why? Like, we're gossiping about people that we would probably never say this shit to their face. Let's be serious. And then two, it's just like, how am I benefiting from this? Me sharing this or me taking in this information? Like, save me. Like, I don't care. There are bigger things to worry about in this life. And that's the thing. I think I realized the older that I've gotten, I realized there's so much else to worry about, to care about, to be concerned about. One, caring for ourselves, becoming better people in this life, and really taking the task of, improving, like self-improvement, um, caring for people, like truly being a humanitarian, um, creating genuine, meaningful relationships, things like that. Like that's what kind of like stirs, it up for me. That's what stimulates me these days. So yeah, it's wild how our priorities shift and how we, change and evolve uh, in this life. And my hope is to constantly be in an evolution of, getting better and better at things. Um, and listen, sometimes those things don't always work in the way that I would plan or hope. But at the same time, it's like, that's a part of this whole process, the journey of just getting better and better at whatever that looks like in my life at that time. Um, so yeah, it's really, really wild. Uh, and as I was thinking about the whole idea around celebrities and, all that, just wondering, like, has that time passed? Like, the idea of the idolization of certain humans that have certain talents that have been put in the limelight, has celebrity culture completely just like, is it dwindling? Is it vanishing? Um, and then, like, where do we go from that, right? Who knows? I mean, what I will say is, like, I remember as a kid, like, I was obsessed, like, majorly obsessed with Michael Jackson. Yeah, it was crazy. And wanted to know all the things about him, wanted to just learn all of his music, learn about his family. And especially at the time when it was like a series that was on like ABC or something. It was called, oh gosh, what was it called? The Jacksons something. The point of it is, it was about the story of the Jacksons and how Michael Jackson became Michael Jackson. Of course, they talked about the abuse that took place in their home as well. But at the end of the day, it was more so about how they became famous and what the price of fame looked like for that particular family. But still, even though you saw all that, somehow we just like glaze over all the abusive stuff and all of the toxicity that's involved in the entertainment world because of what we think is worth the price of fame, I guess. And not everybody feels that way. Obviously, some people are not as starstruck and don't, have the blinders on and are realizing that, this shit is crazy. Like, depending on the person's circumstances, because not to say that every person that is in a celebrity status, well, we would want to hope that every celebrity is dealing with some type of toxic situation by way of their actual stardom. I mean, that's the hope. I don't know. I can't say I'm not a star yet, but it's interesting. Like, it's interesting to see like where this is going. Like, even down to the idea of just the entertainment world, period, whether it be, solo artists, actors, musical theater performers, whatever. The whole entertainment world is shifting in ways that I don't know that many people thought it would, obviously, right? It's more of this kind of like question mark. Like, what is next for actors, for performers, singers, dancers, whatever? What is the new wave of entertainment? And how do we move forward with that in a way that's going to be um, good for everyone, right? Because I think a lot of times when we hear about celebrities and their journeys, um, after the fact, right? After maybe someone's death or something where they just decided to expose their story, share their story because maybe they're not bound to some type of contract that would require them not to share all the things. Like once they get to those points where they can share information, or like I said, someone passing, you learn a lot of things that are just shocking, things that you couldn't imagine a person going through that they had to endure in order to maintain a certain lifestyle and status. And it's just, for me, it's like, wow, like that's quote unquote the price of fame, especially when it's something that's really, really toxic when it comes to like, people um, ending people's lives, taking people's lives, or a person has to take their life or has taken their life because of the pressures of fame and whatever else. It's really intense. Um, and I guess for me, it's just one of those things where you're just like, wow, like this is this worth it, right? Like, is it worth all of the angst? And I guess that's an individual thing. Like, it's some people are probably maybe into it. Some people may not be into it, right? In terms of like wanting to endure that type of lifestyle, if that is the journey for everybody, right? I don't know. I was just curious. I was just wondering, like, where are we going with this? Like, where is entertainment going now? Um, because it's not staying the same. It's not. There's no way, especially now with all this AI stuff. Like, how are we moving forward with that, right? Like, is everyone cool with AI, right? I know a lot of actors. That was one of the things that the actual protesting of the actors, like the union, the SAG actors. So it's like film and TV actors. They were protesting. That was one of the pieces of the protest was, their likeness being um, used moving forward to produce, film and TV works, and them possibly not getting paid for that. And let me tell you something. As a person who is an actor, that's crap. Like, the that is just not something I would be okay with either. If film and TV was just my only source of income, I would be livid because you're hoping and praying that someone would honor you in the way of um, compensating you for your work. Uh, but you know, the hope is that with the new contracts, I haven't really been up on all that, so I'm not really sure what all that looks like right now. I know that there was a resolution that I believe kind of worked in the favor for the actors. I don't know if it's completely in favor for the actors, but I know some of, for the most part, I think it worked out. But if that's not the case, let me know because I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm really interested to see where we move forward, where we go with this, and how we move forward um, with the likes of celebrity. Because, like I said before, when I was younger, I was obsessed with certain celebrities and their lives and wanting to know and this and that. And maybe because I'm getting older. Maybe is that what it is, guys? Maybe because I'm getting older and I have so many other responsibilities that the world of celebritydom is just not on my radar in the ways that it was before. I don't know. But even if that is the case, I still feel it's a difference. There's a shift in how we view these people, um, and realizing that a lot of these smoke and mirrors that are put upon us by way of our um, our societal norms is to obviously cover up what's really going on in the world. So, we're kind of like put in these positions to be so enamored in these people's lives that we don't see what's going on behind the curtain. And I think more and more we're realizing that the curtain is being lifted and we're seeing all the things, even though the celebrities and stuff are still there, right? But they don't realize, and maybe they do realize, but they're just kind of like, let me just keep doing my song and dance in the hopes that I'm still relevant. You know, the curtain's being lifted as they still do their song and dance and distraction and whatever else, you know? I don't know. What I do realize is I'm so happy. Oh, go ahead. I'm so happy to see people actually opening their eyes to all the things and realizing that there's so much more than we could have ever imagined. And it's not to say that we still can't be in awe with the celebrities and, you know, be really supportive of the work they do because, you know, some very talented people out there. Let's be serious. And to completely, not want to support them is ridiculous because entertainment is what it is, right? Whoa, almost got ran over here. What is happening here? Oh, everything's happening all at once. But yeah, it's exciting to see like where all this goes and how we move forward. I'm excited for it, and I look forward to see where we move. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hey, I was trying to see if someone could fix my light in the front. Are you guys busy today? Yeah, you're okay. It's be ready soon. Okay, thank you. So I had to come and get my car fixed. My front light was out. Yeah, this place is pretty awesome. I can get my car fixed. I roll up, and I'm like, hey, I need something fixed. And they'll fix it literally at that time. It's pretty cool here. It's on Seaman and Dykeman in Inwood. I know it's a very, very funny crossing of the streets, Seaman and Dykeman, but hey, listen, they get the job done. But yeah, guys, I hope you're well. I'm hoping that we see good things coming to those in the entertainment world, whether it is celebrities are not a major thing in our lives like they were in the past or not. My hope is that performers still get, or still find ways to actually have employment in a way that's beneficial to them, um, and still are able to actually, um, just show their craft. And maybe there's a cool new way of how all this is going to be navigated. I'm excited to see what's to come in, the world of film and TV and all that stuff. It's a lot of beeping and noises around here, so I'm going to wrap it up. But yeah, guys, be well, take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all next week. All right, love you. Bye.